Hi everyone, it's Angela,
And of course, I'm Cameron, and together, we're AK.
and we felt inspired to make a video today about,
Fighting fair.
yes, because this is a topic that we know pretty well, and we see a lot of people fighting very ugly, and we have definitely made it a commitment in our relationship to fight fairly and to fight nicely. So what does that mean?
Now, what that means is, I don't like to use the term fighting, okay? It's basically, yeah, fighting, in quotes. It's basically having a discussion between two entities, it could be your mother and yourself, your spouse and yourself, your father and yourself. It goes across a lot of different, situations in your life that may occur. Now, fighting fair is basically don't use language that may be, come across as being upfront, cursing, all kind of things like that. It's automatically starting off that conversation as being negative. So please stray away from cussing, from raising your voice, because my father told me growing up that a calm head always prevails. So if you have a calm head going into a conversation, you're more likely to prevail.
And to use nice words because like Cameron's saying that when you come cussing, okay, look at it like this. How does this sound? Cameron, did you not take out the trash?
When I'm taking it out.
Would he want to respond if I spoke to him that way?
Exactly. The energy that you put out is energy that you're going to get back. So if you say, hey, babe, could you please take out the trash? And these are small conversations, these are small arguments that may occur within a relationship. You guys know, if you're in a relationship, that sometimes the smallest things, can lead to something that may go beyond what you guys thought that the initial conversation was going to be.
And you can diffuse it. If you see that your partner is having a bad day, don't agitate him more by nagging him and bitching and complaining, because that is going to irritate him more. So if you see he's having a bad day, then see, how can I help you? I see that you're frustrated. Can we work together? I'll do the dishes, you cook. I know that's something that we do in our relationship, and it really helps because when we get home from work, or when he gets home from work, and I've been working all day too, we both are tired. And so it's not fair that one of us would have to cook and clean. It's not fair that one of us would have to do all of it. So we make sure that we help each other out when we see the other one is feeling a little stressed or a little worn down. Or if I am feeling really, really tired and I just cannot clean or cook, Cameron will do both. Or if I see that he is really feeling low, or if he's feeling sick, then I will do both. And that is how we help to not have a lot of arguments, because we help the other one out.
Yes.
And we don't talk mean to each other.
And to piggyback off what Angela was saying is, in a nutshell, it's picking the time and the place to have a discussion. You don't want to do it when someone is in a certain place to where they cannot give their all in that conversation. If you're having a conversation with someone and they're tired, that's probably not the perfect time to do that. So pick and choose when you want to have this discussion. Make sure that you guys are both level-headed. You guys are on a both good place. You guys aren't just sitting up here having a conversation when both of you might be agitated or had a rough day. You got kids running around, your husband's been out working, you've been working, got to come home and tend to the kids. Now all of a sudden you want to have this deep, thought out conversation pertaining about something that's very important and imperative to your relationship. When it comes to a relationship, take time to wait and be patient until there's the right time to pick that situation to have a conversation. And one thing that I've also heard in many of casts that I've watched was learn to agree to disagree. Now, I agree to disagree about that statement. The reason why I say that is because there's certain situations in a relationship that you can learn to agree to disagree, but there's certain situations to where you probably shouldn't agree to disagree. For example, taking out the trash. If she says I should take out the trash and then I say, hey, I really don't feel like taking out the trash, I've had a long day, I'm tired, and she says, oh, well, okay, I get it, it's just not gonna it's not gonna lead to any confrontation. But if I come home and say that I've been sleeping with another woman, I know it seems deep. That's not a agree to disagree situation. That's something that can be detrimental and really destroy a relationship. So pick and choose when you want to agree to disagree, because there are times where you need to agree to disagree. But those are on those small, minute conversations that you guys may have. But when it comes to something that may be on a grander scale, that could be relationship like destruction, don't agree to disagree, because what you end up being is complacent.
Yeah.
And giving in to something that you probably should not be in the first place.
Well, and sacrificing your own self-values and worth. And yeah. Well, I was just going to piggyback on that and also say that if it is something huge and detrimental, there are still ways to talk about it and communicate what's going on. Obviously, you want to, if you're feeling that need to cheat or if you feel like you're going to just burst with rage over something, let the other person know way ahead of time how you're feeling. I'm feeling like I'm not getting this from you. I'm feeling frustrated about this. I'm feeling that you're not listening. I'm feeling these things. You have to communicate all the while along the way so that your partner knows how you're feeling.
Exactly. And I totally agree with what Angela just stated. You have to be able to express yourself when it comes to fighting fair. If the other person feels as though that you do not understand where they're coming from, then how can you guys come to a common understanding in the relationship? Okay? Just because a person says that they feel a certain way doesn't mean that there has to be change. You have to be able to acknowledge how that person feels. Acknowledgement is key when it comes to a conversation, because if we're both yelling at each other, nothing is being solved. But if you sit back and you listen, and then respond. Listen and then respond. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more than you speak. Listen to how that person feels and truly put yourself in that person's position. If you don't put yourself in that person's position, then you will never understand or even try to comprehend what it takes to possibly deal with the situation that you guys are going through. So that's what I really want to press as well. Listen and respond. And and you'd be surprised how much listening will get you in a relationship. And taking it in. It's one thing to appear as though that you're listening, but truly be in it. If you guys are having a conversation, a one-on-one situation going on between you two, sit down and listen and do your best to try to perfect or change or possibly at least progress in a proper fashion to make it work, you know? So that's one thing, piggybacking off what Angela said, is listen and respond, guys. Listen and sit down and genuinely look within your heart of hearts of what might possibly I need to change or what we need to work on together. This is not about two entities. This is about togetherness. And togetherness takes two minds coming together as one.
And sometimes it's not easy. It's because you have two different people. We have two different people that came from two different backgrounds, two different ways of being brought up, and they're coming together. So there's going to be some differences. Obviously, you want certain things to be the same. You want values and morals. You want similarities on how you look at the world. You want, if you're a helper, you want to be with a helper. If you're a lover, you want to be with someone who's a lover, who also loves people. And did you have something to say?
No, you keep going. Continue.
Yes. So, what was I saying? I just had a brain fart.
We can come back to this. Or this might just be good for YouTube.
What was I saying? Sometimes you have brain farts, babe. Remind me what I was saying.
Okay.
You're good at that.
You were saying be with someone that complements your strengths. You don't want to be with someone that if you're a lover and you have someone that's a taker, that's gonna cause situation. If you have someone where you tell the truth, you're a very truthful person, but you're with someone that's a liar, that's not gonna work. If you're very verbal and you have someone that is nonverbal, it's gonna be an issue. Me, I'm a giver, but I was with a narcissist. That's not gonna work out. If you're a giver and you're with a narcissist, it doesn't work out. So you have to find someone that accentuates your strengths. So do that. Be with someone that makes you a better person. Be with someone that builds you up. Be with someone that you can come home from a long, hard day of work that understands you, that will listen to you, that will speak to you, and speaks from the heart. It's one thing to dance around conversations and issues in a relationship, yes, but it will ultimately lead to your demise because you guys are not putting the issues on the forefront. And for those that are out there that are afraid to talk to their spouse about issues that are going on within them, that is something that you have to do. Because if you don't have the freedom and the platform to do that in your relationship, I'm not going to say that it's going to fail, but it's going to be very hard for you to make sure that your relationship lasts for an eternity, for your lifetime. Because if you don't have a position of power, a position of speaking, then you don't really have much when it comes to a relationship. Angela has a voice. So do I. We both have a platform and we both listen to each other when it comes to situations that are going on in our relationship. And we give each other that opportunity to voice our opinions. No matter how crazy it may sound, no matter how ridiculous it may sound, we sit up here and we still listen and we give them that platform and that opportunity to be able to speak. Have a voice in your relationship. Mm-hmm. And when you don't have a voice in a relationship, you probably don't have a relationship.
Well, and also if you're feeling scared to communicate how you're feeling, then ask yourself, why am I afraid of speaking up? Do I not feel safe with my partner? Do I feel like they're not going to understand me? Have they dismissed your feelings before? Because I know for me, I know in my past and I'm still emotional, but even in my past, I was even more emotional and I didn't know how to control my emotions when I was younger. And now I know how to work with my emotions and now I understand them more. And I used to be with men who didn't understand how to deal with my emotions. And so I didn't feel comfortable always talking to them about how I felt. And I know that that is something that a lot of women have issues with, is that they don't feel like they're men. It's late, you guys. I'm a little tired.
You got it. It's all good.
So, yeah, some women don't feel comfortable, and you have to ask yourself, do I not feel safe? Do I not feel comfortable? Can I be myself? Because those are very important questions. And if you don't, then take a look at your relationship and ask yourself, is this the person that I really want to spend the rest of my life with? Because you need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to be yourself and to voice how you feel. And if, like I was saying earlier, it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be easy. But when you're with someone that you feel safe and comfortable, you can be yourself, it makes it easier to bring up how you feel. And sometimes it's going to make the other person feel uncomfortable. That's life, because we're growing and we're changing and we're evolving, and sometimes you're going to trigger the other person on how you feel, and that's okay too, because in being triggered there's growth. And
hold on, I'm gonna stop it right there. We're gonna get into triggers on another video, guys.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic. But in a nutshell, what I want for you guys to do is, sorry I cut you off, but
it's okay.
I'm just saying that's a whole nother video, guys.
Yes, and I wasn't going to go into that.
Yes, I'm just saying that. Oh, see, already. But but trust me, we're gonna fight fair. But guys, what I want you to do is make sure that you're fighting fair, that you're discussing fair, that you're able to express yourself and not use foul language or elevated voice tones. Make sure that you have a calm head when you're going into it. Mm-hmm. Make sure that you're listening more than you're speaking, and then when you speak, make sure that you speak from the heart. Yeah. And that is and also one thing, agree to disagree, but within reason.
Okay, I just want to say real quick, Cameron, do you have any advice?
Advice? Yes, I have advice.
Do you have any advice for the men out there and how to fight fairly or how to communicate with their women?
fellas, all I'm gonna say for you, I mean, it works for me in my relationship. I don't know what pertains to you in your relationship. All I can do is go from where I'm coming from, and not what someone else. I'm not trying to give you a magic potion or a magic remedy to handle a situation. All I can say is that be gentle, fellas out there. Be gentle. Be kind. Take your time. Listen. Be compassionate. Understand that sometimes women, yes, they can be emotional, but usually that emotion is driven by something deep within. Get deep within your woman. And I don't mean it in that sense. I mean it when it comes to a mental level. Get deep within your woman's mind. Understand your woman's intellect. Understand where she's coming from. Get deep within her mind to understand her to a point where you understand where she is coming from. Listen, fellas. Sometimes we hear a few words in a sentence when your woman is coming at you, and you don't hear the rest of it. Listen to the whole thing. The whole. I know sometimes our attention span, fellas, can be very small. Squirrel. It can be very small. But what I need you guys to do is sit down and genuinely listen. And you will be surprised how much just listening and being there and being present in a conversation will do for your relationship as a man. You know, Angela's very emotional. I have to sit down. I have to talk to her. But we talk it out. And when I listen and we do things, here's the thing. Would you rather hear your woman continuously complaining or talking about things? I don't want to call it a complaint, but discussing things continuously over and over and over again. And you keep hearing the same thing over and over again. And you're getting sick and tired of it. Well, how about for once you just sit down and you listen to what she has to say in its entirety one time? And figuring out one time to the point where you know what the corrections need to be made to where you never hear it again. That's where I'm coming from.
Because here's the thing is if your woman is feeling frustrated, maybe there's a way that you can help her. Yeah. So figure out, how can I help my woman?
Yeah. And also, women, figure out how you can possibly help your man.
Yes.
Because a man like me, I might come to you with a situation that I need help with.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. Yeah. So it's not just one-sided. But I do know that sometimes men, we tend to check out sometimes. Or we tend to get in our ego and we hop in our car and we'll drive off and we don't want to deal with those things. Myself included, I do it sometimes. I don't want to deal with it, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. Fellas, sometimes you got to jump up in that fire, man. You know, you got to get up in there and do what you got to do as a man. And
Hold
listen.
on. Pause. I just want to say that if he ever does feel like he needs to get away and have some space, he comes back. He doesn't just leave for long periods overnight, and I don't hear from him. He lets me know that he needs to take a drive, he needs some space. He'll go and do that, and then he'll come back when he's calmed down or when he's thought about it. Exactly. So that's a good technique to do too if you need some space, or if you feel like you are going to say something that you don't mean, or if you feel like you're feeling angry, you tell him how you feel, you walk away, and then you come back. So do you have anything more to say? I want to talk to the women out there.
Last thing I got to say is that, fellas, to you guys out there, man, sometimes you need what we call calm time. Take some calm time. If you feel something festering within your soul, within your spirit, and you want to have a conversation with your woman, or you're feeling some type of way, sometimes step away. And when you give your mind an opportunity to kind of step away and gather yourself, truly think about the situation. Am I going overboard? Am I taking it too far? Am I overthinking it? Don't overthink it, fellas. You know, if you know your woman, like I said, when you're listening, you know your woman. When you know your woman inside and out, you can step away for a second. It's okay, man. Yeah. Step away, come back with a level head, calm voice tone, and have a conversation and express your feelings and your emotion. If you have a woman that is willing to listen, you know, express yourself. Go ahead.
Men, it's okay to be vulnerable, especially if you're with a woman who you feel safe with. I just want to say that. Well, babe, you're different. Some men I know don't feel comfortable expressing their feelings. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, but what did you have to say for the women, though?
For the women.
Yeah.
Women.
Ladies.
Ladies. Goddesses, queens.
Yeah, princesses.
So, here's the thing. If you need something, tell your man. Tell your man, tell your husband, tell your boyfriend, tell him what you need. If you want something, let him know. Let him know in a way that is gentle and... Okay, for instance, babe, would you mind taking out the trash? I really need some help. Honey, would you mind asking him? Instead of, I need you to take out the trash. You need to do this.
I told you to do it this morning, and you didn't do it.
It's and be careful with your tone. You know, be
Yeah.
careful with your tone of voice,
Body language.
body language.
Yeah, that's 90% of communication is body language, guys.
And-
just to let you know.
And don't tell him he's not your child. Ask him. Don't nag him or the B word, itching at him. I don't know if kids are watching this, so I don't want to cuss, but if you are, like, don't do that, because men don't like that. They want you to talk to them. They don't want to be treated as you are their mother and they are the child. And if sometimes men forget too. So if they forget, gently remind them. But it's one thing, okay, if they're forgetting over and over and over, let them know, honey, I've asked you if you could help me with this, and I'm starting to feel frustrated. Let them know how you're feeling. And then if they still are not listening, well, I don't know.
But anyway,
Maybe
guys.
reevaluate the relationship.
But not over trash.
But yes.
Over larger
Yes.
things. Trash is irrelevant. It's just a situation, a scenario, guys.
But the thing is, when two people care, when two people love each other, they're going to try and help each other. And if they forget, they're going to apologize. Is your man apologetic? So that's really the main things that I just want to say is watch your body language, watch your tone. Don't tell him, ask him. And yeah, you'd be surprised what your man will do for you when you treat him like that.
Exactly. And men out there, last thought is when a woman comes to you in that fashion, you feel respected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, men, we thrive off of pride. We thrive off pride. We thrive
And
off
respect.
of respect.
No.
And sometimes when you feel demoralized by your woman, you tend to lash back irrationally, you know. But in closing, guys,
Mm-hmm.
we already gave you the key points of what we want you guys to do. You know, it's AK back again. Sorry that we haven't hit you guys in a couple of weeks, but we've been both busy. Me and my job. Angela's doing her life coaching thing. Like and subscribe, guys. Leave a comment below. Share if you want to share. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We kind of gave you a little bit of ourselves. We're kind of goofy. We're kind of off the wall. A little crazy. But
honest.
honest, yes.
Yes.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys sticking in for 23 minutes right now. But hang in there, guys. We got more fun stuff coming. Like I said, leave a comment of what you might want us to talk about in the future, because we're down to do that, guys. Love you guys. Have a good evening. Have a good day. Have good holidays. And till we see you again, guys.
Mm-hmm. And
AK, over and out.
And remember, fight fair.
Fight fair, guys. All right, guys. Love you guys. Peace.